Bottom of the screen, you'll see the numbers?
Yeah, see, it's building the green line, and the bottom, the button is red.
Okay. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from an undisclosed location somewhere in the greater Boston area. Welcome to Bamboozled.Boston, the only New England podcast show that openly engages in unrestrained on-air alcohol consumption, live music, and special guest appearances. Join us as we learn the finer things about alcohol, its origins, proper way to consume, and as the saying goes, scotch. Because one doesn't solve the world's problems over white wine. Here to inform, to inspire, and to imbibe are your hosts, Mike Grady and Sean Cochran.
Yeah, Mike.
Come on,
how you
son.
doing?
I'm doing all right.
Here's your phone, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks.
Good.
Doing well.
We're improving the digs here. We get some new things happening.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, and we have a very special guest this evening, and I'm going to let you just swing right into that if you...
Well, you want to do the booze log and the guest, or the guest and the booze log?
You're in charge, bro.
All right, I'm going to hit the booze log right now. Booze, the first frontier. These are the voyages of Bamboozled.Boston. Booze date, Thursday, October 7th, 2020. Join us as we explore all types of alcoholic beverages, bringing history, cockeyed perspective, and to boldly go where so many fine human beings have already gone before. Today we are ending the world of tequila again. Specifically, Cabo. Welcome to the Booze Log.
God, do I love tequila? We could do this every night. What do you think?
Night.
Mm-hmm. Some of us may.
I might already be doing that.
Oh, well, we got a special guest, and we're going to roll right into that. You know, we're going to talk about tequila, but we're going to talk to someone about tequila.
Here she comes.
That's right. Check it out. Kristen Shepard, live and in living color.
Woman off the street.
That's right. She's the woman off the street. Oh, yeah.
You're killing me. Oh, my God.
Woo! All right, you got to bring this to a close.
Time to take it home.
Here we go.
Was that you that sang that note?
Yes.
Dude, that was great. I thought that was a sample.
That was me.
Wow, no kidding. You've been my whole musical life.
I've been around. I've just been playing trombone all the time. So here we have tonight Kristen Shepard. She is a personal friend of mine. She is an awesome teacher of the 6th grade. And she's also quite the woodworker. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I dabble.
A craftsman, perhaps?
I dabble.
Okay. Meet the mic. You have to get
Hello, microphone.
There we go. There we go. And we decided to bring you in as our first numero uno woman off the street.
Perfect.
Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. And we want to talk. It all started with our mutual admiration for tequila.
It did.
I realize that, yes, we are teachers, but we do have a life. And we were talking about tequila in the middle of the day.
It may have been around 7:30 in the morning.
It may have been.
Oh, that's great.
So we started talking about tequila, and I thought, you know what? We need to have you on the show. Mm-hmm. And so we asked her what she liked. And so we are going to be we're going to be talking about Cabo with tequila in a few moments. But what I would like to know is, you've had a couple interesting stories for me, I think, about tequila. Something you did? You can tell. You enjoyed
do tell.
It?
Do tell.
Nothing crazy.
Can you tell the story?
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
I can't really recall my first introduction to tequila.
See, okay.
However, in Mexico, drinking tequila,
of course,
with a couple of friends of mine back in the mid-90s, maybe.
Fun.
And it was a good time. We had the ability to pick excursions, so I picked a tour of the Mayan ruins. I was very excited about it. And the night before, we were on the expedition of some sort of party that my friend picked, and we had some tequila. Maybe a decent amount of tequila.
Okay.
And the next morning, we were feeling it. I may have been feeling it. And the bus driver on the way to the Mayan ruins said, "Oh, Montezuma's Revenge." And I said, and my friends all laughed and said, "Nope, tequila revenge." So that was one little story. But but it always seemed to kind of rectify itself pretty quickly. That was the nice thing about
tequila. Generally, depending on the brand,
Yes, that's true.
It can be very pure.
Yeah.
And it's like going to the gym for me. If I drink tequila, it's like doing a bunch of like pull-ups or something like that. It makes me healthier and smarter. So I think you're onto something.
It makes me more productive. I get up the next morning, I clean. It's good.
Do you know how many people are going to say, you know what? I'm not going to the gym tomorrow. I'm just going to do tequila.
Drink tequila. Come join me. We'll drink tequila in the morning. No, that would be good.
So here we have Cabo, and if anybody's drank Cabo, WABO is actually a nightclub and a restaurant located in Cabo San Lucas. And it also exists on the Las Vegas Strip as well.
Yeah, there's a satellite. It's actually pretty cool over there.
And then Baja, California.
I've never been to the Baja, California.
And Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, California.
Which makes sense. Yeah, they're going to pop up.
But we're that's nice that they have a nightclub, but what we're here is because we're talking about it's tequila.
Sure.
And it was founded by the rock musician Sammy Hagar.
Oh yeah.
And you got some stories about him. Didn't you run into him or something when you were down there?
There's a couple of little things that so over the years, like Mark and Feeney and I, we would go to Cabo for Sammy's birthday. Because it's always a huge bash, and he invites the who's who of rock and roll to his club, and they have a birthday party. It's great. I mean, it's a lottery to get a ticket to get in. I've never been in the night of the event, but across the street, because the doors are wide open. I mean, you'll get Joe Satriani gets up and plays, and it's just full of these amazing musicians, and it's great. So I would just sit on the other side of the street and drink because I couldn't get in, and drink tequila and listen to the show. The show was fantastic.
You didn't go up to the door. Don't you know who I am?
You're out of here. You're out of here. So the Cabo's great, and carry on. I got another story, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, so Sammy put this together in the late 90s. He started selling his patrons, his house brand made of handmade tequila. Mm-hmm. He commissioned from a family-owned distillery in Jalisco.
Jalisco with H. Jalisco.
Thank you.
Just
my gosh, I got to get these pronunciations correct. So Jalisco. In 1999, a wine importer from Napa Valley began to import the tequila into the U.S. Instant success.
Yes.
Sales rose from, get this number, 37,000 cases the first year to 140,000 cases in 2006. Those are the cases I like to talk about, unlike some of the cases we got going on right now with COVID. We didn't talk about our COVID.
We'll get to the COVID in a minute. Yeah.
So anyway, it's the second best-selling premium tequila in the United States, which is pretty cool. In 2007, he sold 80% of the entrance Cabowabo tequila to the Grupo Campari, the world's sixth largest spirits company, for, you ready for this number? $80 million.
Right. If the record industry didn't pay him enough already,
right.
Then you got that.
And then Sky Spirits of San Francisco vodka producing subsidiary of Grupo plan to market Cabowabo globally with continued participation of Hagar. So they say he's done a fantastic job of building the brand, and they're going to spend time with him and build that brand even more. And I know I've already had quite a bit of it, and it's quite, I mean, not tonight, of course, but in the past.
Because you seem pretty well put together.
I am pretty, yeah. My gas factor won't be too high.
We'll see. It's early still.
That's right, that's true.
But, so Kristen, how come you like the Blanco? Have you've tried the Reposado in the Añejo, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. You just like the cleanliness of it, or?
Yeah, I just did a little research on tequilas that were reasonably priced, that were a little cleaner, and the Blanco came up, and that was something within maybe even the past 3-4 months.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So, relatively new.
I mean, that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
Before they barrel it, and then it turns into the Reposados and the Añejos. I do enjoy. I'm more of an Añejo guy or Reposado, but the Blanco is the purest form before it turns into something else. Oh, look at hey Mark, how you doing?
Hey Mark, could you help me out a little bit, bud? Mark, I need your help. This thing's falling over on me.
Is it falling over?
Yeah, that's why I'm holding it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your assistance.
This is a Jim Rose microphone, but hey, Jim, thanks for the faulty mic stands, buddy.
By the way, this is Mark St. Jean. He's a video genius, and we are blessed to have him as part of the Bamboozled.Boston
we got a whole thing going on here. You know what? This is my fault. I'm using the old clamp
Smart.
Not the old clamp.
I'm using the old clamp with the new stand. Sorry, Mark.
Old
too many-
clamp,
too many-
new
too many
stand. There goes
cooks
my
in the-
microphone. Goodbye.
Do-do-do-do.
Hey, we're professionals.
This is great. Yeah, Mark, you got
Sorry,
to.
Sean's going to take over for you, so you don't have to
Let's-
worry.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Mark, you've got tequila in the what do we call that room now? This is what's the Star Trek the bridge?
Oh, the con.
The cons, the bridge,
con?
the ri-
Okay.
And you know what? Though we have to also have something called the ready room. You almost got it. Like, I mean, 'cause that's where Captain Picard would always. Where Captain Picard would always go to get ready for whatever they needed to do.
ready room.
He called him his ready room. Mr. Crusher, meet me in the ready room.
So what's in the ready room? Have you ever seen inside?
Yeah, you go in there all the time. Scotch. Well, he likes Earl Grey tea, hot. That's what he likes. So
No idea what you're talking about.
What?
No idea.
Star
what you're
Trek.
talking- Oh.
Jean-Luc.
I can get the other clamp.
Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart. You don't follow Star Trek.
So let's do this.
Sorry to hear that.
So sorry.
That's all right. We're going to talk about you in a minute anyway.
Oh, that works.
Hey, there we go. Thank you so much.
Just don't get rough with it, Mark. Mike.
Mike, what? I don't know.
We're good.
So you like this? You like the smooth taste? You like the Blanco. I don't. I'm a Neo mainly because you're the one. You know, I didn't really drink tequila like this until I came back from California in 2015. We met at On the Border in Woburn.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, Mike, let me show you how to drink tequila. So one ice cube, puts a little in there, and I never drank it to actually experience a taste. It was always the old.
Well, you shoot
salt.
it. Everybody,
shoot it.
you shoot it to try to get away from the taste.
And it was
that's the-
always what was
Right.
that kind? The gold.
It was Cuervo Gold.
Yeah.
Cuervo Gold.
Everybody did Cuervo Gold.
And everybody had an event of some sort.
Sure.
That's right. So so then when I did that, I was like, wow, this is something. And he's like, dude, you can have a couple. You can wake up the next day, you feel great. And he was right.
Yeah.
And I started. This is a kind of a drink of choice for me now. It went way beyond just like slamming a beer down. Or I began to like. It's not something that you enjoy. You savor it, and that's what I really like about it.
Right.
So this is good.
And with the water, I mean, just like any of the good booze, it just opens up more as time goes on. And look at Mike, you're already referring to the glass.
Look at you go.
Yeah, boy.
All right, then.
Well, you know. So you know
Not a
what?
race.
Wait, I'm looking at this thing right here. This.
Yeah, what is that?
That's what I
Is this an egg?
That's what I call egg on a stand.
Egg on a stand. So, I guess the best way to describe is Kristen began telling me about her woodworking, hobby activities, and you were really excited. What was the thing that you got that you were really excited about? This
My lathe.
The lathe.
I was going to ask you if that was done with a lathe. Yeah,
Yes.
it has to be. I mean, look
Yeah.
how perfect it is.
So, and when you know someone's passionate about something, you can tell the way they talk about it. And I knew that you were,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool that you are. So tell us about, if you can just tell us a little bit about, and you kind of had to transform your garage a little bit, and you got your lathe in, and you took some classes, and even in fact tonight when you got out of the car, you're like, hey, look, I brought some props.
I did. I have a bag of props.
All right, so we got egg on a stand. Tell
We
us.
have egg on a stand. Yes, we do. I took a class years ago, 2008, up in New Hampshire, so that I could learn the tools to put in my hardwood floors. So I put in my hardwood floors in my old house. And
You did that yourself.
I did.
Awesome.
I did. I hired someone to finish them, though. I'm not really big on finishing
The
things.
sandpaper portion, yeah.
I thought I could do it with a hand
Well,
sander.
That's
My whole first floor. No, you can't.
Yeah, that's,
I have my little palm sander. I was ready to. I was ready to hit the whole first floor. So we hired someone. And then I ended up in a gap year of teaching. I ended up taking a 10-week class with the same guy, and designed a table to fit over my weight bench. So that because my daughter thought it was ugly, my oldest daughter said, "This is really ugly to have a coffee table be a weight bench." so I designed a table to fit over it, and I made this big drop leaf table out of maple.
I remember you telling me
Yes.
about that. That was your
Yes.
first.
Yes, and I didn't even know what a lathe was. I had never heard of a lathe, and I turned the legs on the lathe, and I was hooked immediately. Yep. So
really?
yeah,
So let me ask you, what type of wood is that?
that is cherry.
That's cherry wood.
It's cherry off the farm that I take the classes from.
Okay.
So that one of the trees they
I mean,
had
it
to take
looks,
down.
you can tell just by looking at it, it looks like it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like really
Yeah.
solid.
Yep.
And cherry is a very hard
Yep.
wood.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Yep. And the table that I made was out of maple, so that was also
Mm-hmm.
pretty hard. So you have to sharpen the tools a lot. What I found, I made my table leg. I'm making a farm table right now,
Mm-hmm.
and actually I was making it in pre-COVID, and then COVID hit, and then
Oh, boy.
I got taken out by a dog, so I was off my feet for 12
So
weeks.
wait, so let's talk about that because it happened pretty early in COVID because we were doing Zooms.
We were doing Zooms.
And I
Like
think I mentioned the
midstream,
fact that
yeah.
you teach at the same school.
Yep.
So you kind of like fell off the map a little bit, and then I heard about your experience with the dog.
Yeah. It was the day before my daughter's 21st birthday, and I was getting firewood so that we could have a socially distanced 21st birthday
okay.
party with a big bonfire. And my friend said, "Oh, come, raid our firewood pile." I said, "Great." So I threw it all in the back of my truck, my Ford Explorer rather, and my dog was playing with her dog, and loved both dogs, loved their dog. He's a big puppy, and he's like a 100-pound puppy, and he came in hot. And took me out and broke my tibial plateau, had a couple screws put in, and was off my feet for 12 weeks. So it's put my farm table on hold for a little bit, but
Bad dog. Bad dog.
he's so sweet though.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
the
sure.
sweetest thing.
So where are you as far as your physical therapy? How do you feel? You must feel unbelievably better than you did.
Oh yeah,
2 or 3
yeah.
months
It's just
ago.
nice to walk. I was on crutches. I was on crutches for 12 weeks, so it's
Right,
nice to
right.
walk. But no, I found out today that my doctor doesn't. He thinks I need. There's a lot of scar tissue, so we might need to go in and put me under and break up the scar tissue and clean it all out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you
so
feel about that?
I'm really psyched.
No, you're not.
So we'll see how the next month goes with PT.
So during this period of healing, was there anything you could do with the wood at all?
No.
So you did
No,
nothing?
no. I have. It sounds ridiculous, but I have these brand new Lee Nielsen hand planes that I was really fired up to use, and they're still in the box.
Oh,
So sad. But they'll come out of the box soon. But
sure.
When do you think you're going to kick this thing back in again?
soon. In the next, I would say, next couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's next on the project list?
To finish the farm table.
To finish the farm table.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a huge tree in my backyard that needs to come down, and that's another long story. The 2020 has been full of,
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah,
been
full of. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And so the tree needs to come down, and I think I might be able to turn a few bowls with it. So
Wow.
as soon as that tree comes down, yeah.
So do you look at a tree like that and you think like, I can make this, and this?
That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't stop though. It's like the brain doesn't turn off.
Yeah, but that's good though.
Yeah,
It is good.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good.
it doesn't
it's a
keep
good
you up at
release.
night, does it?
No,
Okay.
not anymore. Not anymore.
Because then you'd be like a problematic
Yeah.
woodworker,
Since the
right?
pain medication, no.
That'd be a little weird. Go ahead, say it. It'd be a little weird.
I'm thinking of making bowls and eggs on stands. So that's I'm always fascinated by people who have a craft because I can't draw. I take terrible pictures. I'm a horrible decorator. I don't have the visual acuity that so many
Yeah, but
people
you have
have.
the audio.
So right, I know it lays
Vocal.
as far as music's concerned, but when I see somebody like you, and you can immediately, everybody here in this room right now has a passion for something. Music. Mark's a musician as well, plus video, so he's got a passion, and you can recognize it immediately. And I did when we were talking because you've been teaching us. Bum, bum, bum.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, well, edit. So you've been teaching for 3 years now?
This is-
You and I together?
I'm in my third.
Third
Yeah,
year.
I'm in my third.
And what grade
Yeah.
did you start with?
Here,
Yeah.
7th and 8th. 7th and 8th math.
And then you went down to sixth.
6th, which is the sweet spot for
Not
me. 'cause I can,
went down. That I
Yes.
don't mean it like that. It
Yes.
means that you found out
Yes.
you preferred to teach that.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
right.
it also incorporates the science, which I really enjoy.
Right. And you were only doing mathematics up in 7th
Yes.
and 8th? Yeah. So
Yes.
you like the science. Great.
Yeah.
So are,
Yeah.
are like 7th and 8th graders, are they more difficult to teach or something? It's just less fun, or I mean, not to
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
crapping on the kids,
Sure.
but I'm just curious.
I think science. I think it's by topic. Science for me, I love doing math, but science for me is more fun to teach because you can capture the attention of the kids more
Okay.
easily. A quick demo, and they're like,
Okay.
But with the math, it's really hard to come out of that dry, topic.
Yeah.
And the passion alone doesn't always seep into the kids who aren't necessarily passionate for math.
I see.
try,
Okay.
but there's it's harder to grab their attention.
Okay.
So, but I love doing math. So when I can work one-on-one with a kid and see that light bulb go off,
Yeah.
that's like the
That's
of
cool.
teaching.
But the sixth grade science
Yes.
is more fun. So you're doing biology and some chemistry.
Yeah,
or...
well, we're doing states of matter right now, so I went over to Lawrence and picked up some dry ice to show
Oh, cool.
sublimation and deposition.
I had a couple students tell me about that, about the whole dry ice thing. They were so excited about it.
Yeah,
They really
so
did.
that kind of stuff. Like they were like, "Oh my gosh, it's like snow," because there was all this,
Right,
water
right.
vapor that deposited on the outside, and
Put
so
your
it's neat.
tongue on it. You'll be fine.
I double
They're like,
dog
"Can you
dare
eat
you.
that?" Yeah.
When it comes to music, I have to be adaptable. Today, I'm wrapping up my whole 3-week lesson plan on the Beatles. Mm-hmm. And so I have the kids in the back who are totally locked in. But to my left, I have someone who, as I was running the video, fell asleep.
Oh.
And
Was that my homeroom?
No, it wasn't.
I've had one fall asleep.
So, and mind you, I adore every single student. I actually really love middle school. I love 6, 7, and 8.
Okay.
But, I had people in the back that were like, oh, what about this? And I talked about the whole thing with the magical, Strawberry Fields Forever, and I Buried Paul, and all of that stuff. And they were just like, what? And I'm like, everybody thought Paul McCartney was dead. Well, what do you mean they thought? I said, well, you just can't get on the internet back in the 1960s and go, is Paul McCartney really dead? I have people heard it. I said some kid in somewhere town, USA, is like, he hears Strawberry Fields, he hears the DJ say, well, Paul McCartney allegedly died, and then they get all crazy. I said, and the thing is that he didn't die. And the funny thing is, at the end of the video, they said, they talked about John Lennon, they talked about George Harrison, and then they go, and Paul McCartney died in 1966. And they're like, wrong, he didn't. He's still alive today.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, that's totally real. They thought I was making it up. So you get the core that gets into it. Some of them aren't, but a couple of them are like, oh, music class.
How is that possible? Kids getting sleepy in music class.
I'm jumping around like a lunatic on my gimpy leg.
Yeah.
You know what that's like.
Yes, I do.
You need a taser in class.
I would. They would.
Little prod.
They would send me on my way. So you have done this whole woodworking thing, and do you have? Okay, so you got the table you got to finish.
Yep.
You see bowls in a tree.
Yes, doesn't everybody?
Of course. What is? Do you have a big thing that you want to do? Like something bigger than the table, bigger than the bowls in the tree?
Well, actually, when I'm teaching it, because luckily and fortunately for me, I found this position that was open when I was looking to go back into education. I retired. I technically retired from Massachusetts public schools because I was going to. I was in school for architectural engineering, so I wanted to become an architect. I wanted to realize my my early 20s dream of going back to school and becoming an architect.
Do you know who else is an architect?
No.
George Costanza. Do you know that joke? You don't know Seinfeld?
Well, I know Seinfeld, and I know
remember
George
the whole thing about him being an architect?
No.
Jerry, just tell her I'm an architect.
I remember. Oh, I don't remember that episode. I'm so sorry.
Strange reference.
Are you kidding me?
I don't remember that episode. I remember Seinfeld. I just don't remember that episode.
Okay,
You wanted to be having tequila that
Okay,
night.
all right then. So you wanted to be an architect?
I did.
That's
I did.
Really cool.
I did, and then it dawned on me that I have one going into college, I have another one going into high school, and what am I thinking? I'm going back to school for minimum of 5 years. That didn't make sense.
Minimum. So to be an architect, minimum of 5 years?
What I was looking into, based on the first couple, originally I was just going to go in and get my associates, and then I was like, I don't want to just go that far. I want to go all the way,
Yeah,
and
sure.
get the full degree.
Yeah.
So what turned you on to architecture originally?
I don't know. I think it was just I talked about it in the beginning of my career. I talked about that with a family friend who was an architect, and it was just after the late 80s, the recession, and he said, "Oh, it's a tough career to get into," Okay. So he was a little bit gun shy of saying go for it because of what he had been through with the recession, and so I let it go. And then you get married, you have kids, and whatever, life happens.
Sure.
And so I just let it go, and then I thought, you know what? It's my time. I'm ready to make that change. So it took about 6 years of planning, financial planning, and all of that to make it happen. And I finally made it happen. And then I was in it and went, "What am I doing?"
Okay.
Like once you're in it and you're realizing, "Oh my goodness!" Like I I need to make sure that I'm more financially sound than taking on more student loan at my age, whatever that might be.
An undisclosed age.
So
22, right?
At least.
excellent. You guys are the best. So, yeah. So it is what it is. But I even went down to Boston to a place called Johnson O'Connor and did some aptitude testing to just see where my natural aptitudes fall. And top of the list was construction management and architecture.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah. And would you believe, actually, I tested, they said, oh, what instruments do you play? And I said, I don't play any.
So you don't play any instruments and you don't
No.
sing? Really?
Well, I do sing, but not for other people. I sing really loudly in my car.
You know what's great is that you just said, I don't sing for the people. There are so many out there that go, I sing for the people, and they shouldn't sing for the people.
That's for sure.
I do know some of those people.
Yeah. No, love to.
That's wow.
Yeah.
So that test you took put you way up top.
Yeah, it just came out that was my natural aptitude was architecture.
Wow.
One of the great things about having people come in and not just discuss their favorite alcoholic beverage, but to find out more about them. And you never realize the various layers as you peel them back and you find out about people.
Right.
And you're like, wow, this is really cool. Like there's some stuff you're telling me right now I had no idea. Like the architect thing.
Yeah.
Designing a building or saying, I have this vision of this.
Yeah.
And sure, it may start with I see a tree and I see bowls, but then I see a building and I see this, and you put it all together. And that's crazy cool as far as the creativity behind it. So it's no surprise that the creativeness that you have as far as building something rolls over into them saying, hey, well, maybe you play a musical instrument. Because that's creative as well.
It came out that I tested out. They do this auditory testing as well with the headphones and everything.
Right.
And they said that I tested out like in the top 10% of like what the way professional musicians test out. And I've never studied music. Like I don't know.
Did you
I couldn't
ever
read
take
a
an instrument at all when you were younger?
The recorder in the third grade.
Okay.
All right.
play Star-
I just happen to
Star
have one
Wars.
right here. Let's see you play it.
Excellent. I could.
I thought I might have had one in my backpack, but I don't.
With that false horn on the front.
So wow.
Star Wars and Mary Had a Little Lamb.
And then I did. We do the
Star Wars.
You did Star Wars? Come on. On the recorder?
On the recorder.
I just do like Mary Had a Little Lamb, Hot Cross Buns, and Old MacDonald. Though I did figure out a way to play the Rocky theme on the recorder.
Come on.
And there was one recorder class that was so good, they almost had it, but they were like so stressed they didn't want to play
the kids.
Yeah, I had one recorder class. They were the ones that I named the Remarkable Recorders, and that was 3 years ago. And they killed everything.
What year? Oh, third graders. Oh, they're my sixth graders.
Yes, the sixth grade class, and they just
then break out their recorders.
Talk about that tomorrow.
Right?
So they were the class that got named the Remarkable Recorders, and then after that, I would always tell the class coming up, this is the name I want to give you, but you have to earn it. And so they're like, okay, they put the recorders in front of you, and they get all nervous. And it's great to watch, but it's funny to see them absorb and to learn the lines and the spaces and to play. And then they get, when they get out there in front of at the spring concert and they all amble on out. And they stand there, and half of them sit in the other stand, and they all look nervous, and they knock it out every single time.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising how nice it sounds, actually.
It is, because when it first starts, you try the first notes, and recorders are really sensitive. You put too much air through, it sounds really abrasive. You don't put enough air through, the notes are like real warbly. Yeah. But and I always talk about that, conversational breath, and they honestly, there was one class, I don't know what year it was, they were but I don't know what year that was. I forget.
They were just gifted elsewhere.
They were gifted elsewhere. Exactly.
That's right. They all have their strengths.
That's the nice way to say it.
That's the nice way. You're gifted elsewhere. Let's find where that gift is. All right. So you do the woodworking. Oh!
Well, we got some kites. Time for some more cow. There's always room for more cowbell.
I was gifted with a cowbell.
Mark, I love your voice comes out of that. I was gifted with the cowbell.
Seriously. So, Mark, I got a quick question for you. Are you listening?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
How's your tequila? Are you ready for more tequila?
You
Well,
must
yeah, I got an empty glass in here.
then
Okay.
come in here and I shall refill
Did you-
your glass.
Did you want me to?
So yummy.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right there.
Okay. It's coming out of the control room. What do we call it? The ready room? No.
He liked. Oh. hold on.
Scene out of the Addams Family.
All right, so we got.
It's like the Addams Family.
Let's pour. We're pouring some tequila. Later on, you'll feel it. We're pouring some tequila. Hey, it's Mark St. Jean.
Okay, that was pretty good. So we have another tequila here. Per your request.
Oh.
We'll do that in a second. With the hey, can you hear me?
Hey.
Hello. And this is the Blanco Patron. So they were out of Patron, so all they had was this little bottle. I don't know if you're okay with that. I mean,
I'm fine.
we can.
She's
can
like,
try
well,
that.
that's enough for me. I don't know about you guys.
So if you want, should we? Because you could take that home with you if you want.
Parting gifts?
It's a party.
Or is
gift.
it a party gift?
This is a
I never quite-
parting gift.
Parting gift.
Excellent.
This is for you. Try not to drink it on the way home, like the rest
Be
of our
tough.
guests do. You know.
I'm gonna have to put it in the back underneath the seat, so I can't reach it.
What do you get there, Mike? Looks like you got a whole.
I'm just trying to bring some stuff going on.
No, that's just, what is that? What
Well,
website is
for
that?
example, we can do like right here. We want to say, Kristen, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is over? I don't want it to be over.
not over yet. No, we're just getting
No,
going.
we're just messing with
I'm
you.
having fun.
We could hook that up to the J205, and you could put that in there.
I'm going to put on the J205
What is the J205
right now.
What is the J205?
It's a top secret Star Wars thing.
Oh, it is.
No, it's a little Bluetooth dongle that's in the control room with Mark. Mark, you're in control of that still, right?
Sure.
Yeah, he's in control of the J205, so it'll pick up.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to find it because your phone is occupying it. I don't know.
Well, I thought can't you do two different devices in the
I don't know.
same?
Can we?
I don't know. We'll soon find out. I'm actually technically done with this, and I could play things from here. To be honest with you.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Mac.
How are things in the control room?
You know
in
it's
there?
strong when a Boston accent can hear a Boston accent.
Things are
You identified it right away.
Who's got a Boston accent?
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. Mark, do we have a Mark cam?
we do.
Does it work?
I'm on it now.
Oh,
yeah.
you're on the Mark cam.
Yeah, every time you
Mark
bring it up,
Cam.
I fly
Oh,
in
okay.
here.
All right. I just want to make sure that you're in there. It's really strange because we can't see you. You're you're literally the man behind the curtain
Right.
this evening. So, okay. Just
Yeah,
checking in
pay
on you.
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Okay. All right.
Well, I can't find the J205.
You know what? I think it's not going to happen, Mike.
All right, never
So-
mind. So I'm just going to shut it down. Shut it down. All right.
So Kristen, are you gluing wood and lathing it, or is that just one piece of wood?
That's one piece of wood, but
Seriously?
yeah,
One piece of
that's
wood?
one piece of wood. That technically was a beginner kind of project. Like we just to try and get the shape because my first one looked like a Christmas tree. Wasn't quite an egg. It was like So and that one's almost like egg shape. It's as close to the egg shape as I could make it.
As you can see, wonderful egg shape.
Can I see that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Almost looks like the hay bales, like out in the marsh, like down in
And
the
it's
berry.
pretty. It's light too.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's got some.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
some
I dropped
hardwood.
it on the way in, so it's pretty.
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
Is the lathe automated, or do you do it by hand? Do you guide it by hand to get it to this shape? I'm just curious.
I use my tools, so that's spinning. So it's spinning in between
Oh,
the centers.
so you're-
and
so the
I'm-
lathe
and
is-
I have a gouge, and
you are the one
Yeah.
with this.
yes, yep. On the
I
tool
envision
rest.
like this computerized, like
No,
CNC type.
No, that's all freehand.
This is
Yep.
freehand.
Yep,
That is that's impressive.
yep. Want to see my table leg?
Yes. What else do you
Well,
have?
Brought it.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, I don't
we barely know each other, but sure, show us your table leg.
Want to see my leg?
Yeah,
I don't have all four of them, but
we'll take one for right now. It's totally fine.
So this one actually, sorry, it is glued up. It's
Whoa,
this
look at
one's
that.
this one's glued up. This is just the rough, and
Okay.
it's not big enough to support my table. I don't think it's not big enough to even support it for
What do you
visually.
mean it's not by big, but not big enough? I don't understand.
Because my table's going to be it's 10 feet by 38.
Oh, it smells good.
It's pine.
This is it's
It's pine, and pine. Typically, table legs aren't made of pine, but
Yeah.
I wanted it to be an entire
Smell that.
pine table.
Very nice.
But
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us smell your leg.
and it's funny because I turned those back in a year ago. That's
Okay.
not, it's not even fresh.
So
but,
you can feel it's still.
yeah, so it's still rough. I still have to
Yeah.
sand it and such. But
That's cool.
So that was the design I came up with, and then you actually place that on something in front. You have your calipers to measure as you're going, and then I just like freehand the other 4. And so I have 4 more like that are all freehanded.
Okay.
I love this part at the bottom right there.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, just a little detail. But I'm nervous because that is a glued up piece of wood. And so
Okay.
that's 2 pieces of wood because I needed a 3.5 by 3.5
Where
square.
is
Where's the
Seam.
glue at?
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah,
I think it's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is interesting because I didn't trust wood glue, and
Yeah.
one of my first experiences at the shop, when I mentioned that I didn't trust wood glue,
Mm-hmm.
the teacher had us joint down 2 pieces of wood, glue it up, let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then I took a sledgehammer to it, and
It's
it broke.
tough.
It broke everywhere but on the glue
But
line.
the wood glue is really,
it's amazing.
really tough.
It's
yeah.
amazing. The bond is actually
That's
stronger
awesome.
than the wood
So I'm
itself.
sorry. Why did you
Yep.
say you don't think it would hold your table?
Because the table's massive. The tabletop is massive.
This is the farm table, right?
This is the farm table.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what I thought, yeah.
it's 10 feet by I think it's 38 inches. It might be 40 inches, and it's 2 feet thick. So it's massive, and there's only 4 table legs. So I am worried about even just moving. Not even so much
Yeah.
these supporting it, but like if you have to pull the table out to have people,
Are you planning to have the Justice League sit on it?
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
seriously, like
Pretty much.
people are gonna wrestle on it.
Superman and Batman all be
Maybe.
sitting.
Maybe crazy things happen.
So if that leg, because that looks pretty tough to me.
does,
If
yeah.
that leg isn't tough enough, what do you see that
So
would
I still
be-
want it to be. I'm looking into making the table legs out of ash, which is
Okay.
a much stronger wood. But I also have thought about having. I found a place that does 6x6 solid pieces of
Oh, okay.
premium pine. So I just a bigger, more solid. Plus, I turned this down. I think too narrow, and
Okay.
the fact that it's glued up makes me a little bit nervous. I've been kind of encouraged to do this. Oh, I think I lost myself. Did I lose myself?
That's okay.
Testing,
You're good.
testing,
You're still,
testing.
you're there.
You're still there.
So yeah, so I don't know. I just don't know if it's large enough. Oh, is it because I'm talking now?
There we go.
Okay.
No, it's good.
I'm
It's good.
talking.
We'll-
I'm talking
we'll
to the
make it-
wood.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
So, anyway. Yeah.
So 6x6. Now your lathe is big enough to handle that piece of.
Yes, my
Okay.
lathe is it's a beast. It's an old Powermatic. Like I bought it actually at the shop, but it's massive.
Okay.
It's massive.
Direct drive or
the
belt
problem-
drive or.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, I'm just curious. I'm just trying to envision this machine.
I know that I can't change the speed on the fly, so I have to change like the belts. In order
Okay,
to
so
do
it's
that.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's old school.
That's old school. Big
That's
time.
old school.
Yeah.
So then making these
Yeah, my dream
different-
lathe is like, I don't know, 10 or 15 grand. So
Yeah.
down the road.
But doing this type of thing you're doing, it's all by feel and by vision.
That's all by vision. Yeah.
Vision and
well, it's a little bit of measuring. Like I'll measure out where certain cuts are going to happen, but then the rest of it is just feel and vision and calipers and just little things to measure, make sure.
That's really cool.
Because when they're spaced out, you don't see that they're not exactly. Maybe this is a 1/4 inch off, but you won't see it when it's spaced out around a table. So
Gotcha.
How do you gauge how deep you go with your cutting chisel or whatever it is on the lathe?
part of it's by sight, and then I'll have the caliper set for maybe this width, so that they're the metal spring loaded tool, and so it might be set for this width, and I'll turn it, and I'll take it, and I'll check against the 2, and then
Okay.
I'll keep turning. So it gets as close as I can, but like I said, it might be this measurement might be off by a 1/4 of an inch.
And then in the linear length of the leg, you'll be like, okay, this is the point that
This?
I dig in. Yeah, you know exactly where you actually
Yes,
make the.
That's I will make those measurements. It might be 6
Okay.
inches down, and that's the first cut, and
Yeah.
then the beginning cut of like this curve might be another measurement. Or
As long as it's the same length It's going to hold the same.
Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that was a little. Actually, the trickier part was gluing it up and getting it all ready for the lathe.
Cool.
And then once you're going, it's almost like clean. Working with clay, working with molding.
Because it's spinning and you're
spinning. Yeah.
You're manipulating it.
Yeah.
But you can't put it back. You can't put the material back on.
No, you can't. And I learned that the hard way actually, because I measure twice, cut once.
Yes.
And I don't know what I did with my first table. I cut the legs a little too short, so it wouldn't have actually rested above the weight bench, and so I had to actually create a mortise and tenon on the end, and then put it back on.
There's a word right there. That's old school.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I had to create it with the lathe. So it was like I cut it off and went, I don't know if I should have done that. and I said, Alan, well, how do I fix this? And he said, all right, let's do this. And so then I had this really awful joint, and I ended up burning. You take a piece of wire as it's spinning, and you burn in some decorative rings on it.
Yeah.
And so you can't see the glue line of where I glued up. Not on this one, but on my original table with maple.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was able to get the height back.
What's your RPM? How fast does that spin?
It depends. With this, I was spinning at I want to say around 600 RPM.
Okay.
A little slower with this.
Yeah.
The beast that I bought, the lathe that I have, spins a lot faster and doesn't quite have those lower RPM. So if I need them, they're not there.
Right. So you gotta be. So
I
would think that
I might need a few practice cuts.
It cuts quicker at a higher
absolutely.
RPM, I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I
Cool.
and you have to sharpen often. You have to sharpen your tools often.
Yeah.
And I brought the leg that doesn't have the big chip out of it from not sharpening my tool.
So it'll dig in. It'll rip a piece of wood.
It'll
right
rip
out.
a piece right out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you.
Boy,
yeah.
what an art form. Seriously, that is like.
And that's only. I mean, I only know. 1,000th
sounds like you know a lot.
No.
Wow.
No, my teacher Marcel, he's unbelievable. He actually turned a cowboy hat out of a piece of wood. It is the most phenomenal piece of artistry I've ever seen.
Perfectly round?
No, it was. And then
Okay.
while the wood is still wet, you then, I don't even know how he did it, somehow tie it up and allow the wood to dry in the form of the cowboy hat.
What?
And it's fitted to his head. And when I tell you how thin this wood is, like one wrong cut would have blown this thing to
So that's
he's amazing. He's amazing.
That's true artistry right there.
That was true artistry.
That is like
Yes.
taking. I mean, I
Yes.
can't even fathom. I mean, I
Yes.
work with metal during the day,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
And metal's metal, but I mean, I'm not taking metal and going big and small with it and whatever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine taking that because wood is so unpredictable.
That's so funny. I actually was pretty proud. He let me handle this cowboy hat. The fact that I was able to take it out of the box was impressive.
That's cool.
And I went, oh my God.
This is. Oh, we're gonna have a high noon. We're gonna go out and.
All right, I'll stop.
It's good. We should have a cowboy themed show. Not like.
Like, what did they drink back in the Wild West days?
Oh God.
I believe
Mark, what did they drink?
Made
It was,
whatever they made.
Or just whiskey
They
or
drank whiskey.
So you have something else there, though, in your bag of tricks, don't you?
Not really.
I thought you brought something else.
Maybe. I can't reach it. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall off my chair.
You don't fall out of the chair.
Oh, here it comes. Oh dear. Okay. Yep. I have my made a cutting board.
Oh, look at this.
Right. I made a cutting board.
How did
Little
you get
walnut,
that?
little cherry, and a little maple.
What?
So I just ripped down some boards and glued them up and.
No kidding.
And then took a router to the edges, and there it is. Right? That's mine. Am I unplugged again?
It's
Sorry.
really heavy.
Am I unplugged?
No, you're still.
No.
Oh, wait.
Again.
Did we get
Sorry.
some weird?
And this is
electrical
my
things
bowl that.
Look at the bowl.
This is my bowl that I.
Holy
that goes with
smokes!
it. It's so like. I wouldn't want anybody looking up close though. It's really rough.
Mark, how's that video on that? We need a close up.
I'm thinking like salsa chips.
Right? Well, that was the goal, actually.
Was it really?
that was the goal. Couldn't pull it together on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. Sorry, guys. That was the goal.
Mark, did we lose you?
No, I'm here.
So funny that I knew that.
Do we need a close up of that? Can you see it?
No, it's okay. I can zoom in post production.
I mean, look at the line.
That work on that.
So I'm sorry. This is walnut and cherry.
Walnut, cherry, and maple. Yep. And they're all they're all separate. They're all separate pieces.
Walnut, cherry, and maple.
Yep. And just glued up. And so, I have to be careful. Like after washing, I have to make sure that I, wipe it down with some mineral oil and things.
Okay. You haven't cut. You haven't cut with this yet, obviously.
I have.
Oh, you have.
Have I?
I don't see any marks on it.
I think I've served with it. I might have cut.
What'd you serve on it?
Cheese and crackers.
I
mean, look at the
crackers.
edge. Mike,
I
look
have
at the
another
edge.
bowl that.
Look at the edge of that. I mean, that is really.
That's just the router. That's nothing. But no.
That's just the router. It's really, really nice.
The bowl. The bowl is really cool. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
That was what I was going for.
That is very, very cool. So, did you make the bowl on the lathe as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Darn.
Yep.
That is really cool.
I had to maybe sand down the edge a little bit because it wobbled a bit.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, but once it's filled with salsa, who cares?
Right. Exactly. And I have a walnut bowl too, but I didn't grab that. I forgot about it.
I think the best thing you did was bring your props.
Yes. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, that's really cool stuff.
It's just fun. It's such a good hobby.
The cutting board is gorgeous. I mean, the
Thank you.
lines, the three different types of wood, the lines are so pure. And I mean, it's glued, obviously.
Yeah, it's glued up. Yeah.
But you could, it's.
Yeah. Thanks.
I can't even imagine what that would cost if you were to purchase that at some high end store or something.
It was a Crate and Barrel. You'd see something like that at Crate and Barrel.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
What is a cutting board? I mean, of that quality, I can't even
Of that
imagine.
quality, you're talking some good.
Mass production. Let's do it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
Say,
yeah.
Buffy, that's a fine cutting board we have there. I'd be willing to pay $500 for that.
It is for sale, Michael. It is for sale.
Oh, is it really for sale?
Everything's
Everything
for
has a
sale.
price.
Everything.
All right, so let's finish
No, I'm
these
teasing.
tequilas.
Okay, let's finish
And
them.
we have a surprise that you don't have to chug your tequila. I'm not.
But you can if you want. We're not going to stop you because we will too.
So we have something we want you to try. We need your opinion on something.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, look it. There's Mark's arm.
Mark,
That's great.
you're beyond amazing.
I like the bottle.
Mark, we're going to give you an orange
you
long
wait.
sleeve shirt.
I feel like this is like...
It literally.
Or maybe a green screen.
There's a
one.
drain in that room. If you could,
I see it.
You could literally do that. That's where Jim Rose hung out, in that room.
Did he really?
No.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
just making that
I
up.
thought he
I'm just
hung out more like over there, or on the sink.
So this
Okay.
is the new high-end Revel. So this is what they call a Vila. Okay.
Okay.
It's
I told
not,
you about that.
Yes,
right?
you did.
It's so this is very, very special
Kept calling
because
it
you can't get it over here.
Okay.
You know, this was shipped directly from Micah at Revel Spirits.
Okay.
To us via
Thank
Jim
you, Micah.
Rose, and thanks
Thank
Jim
you,
Rose
Micah.
and Micah.
Jim
So
Rose.
Mark, I don't know if you can see that. How's that
Yes.
shot?
Perfect.
Okay, well, let's get this thing out of the way because we don't.
Here,
Take that. Put that in your bag, please.
For you. And you get a party gift, Kristen Shepard.
There you go.
Actually, if you slide that right over in front of Mike's computer, you'll probably be able to read the name.
How's that?
There you go.
Oh, dear.
Perfect.
Parting gift might be...
No, we'll be fine. Yeah, we're gonna install
I'll take
a copy
that as
here
a
in
party
the,
gift.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
in the studio here.
I love the bottle.
So the bottle, the whole packaging is great. So
Amazing.
This is the Blanco, of course, of the Avila, and it's very
it,
difficult
wait.
to sometimes to forget that it's essentially tequila, but you can't call it tequila, just like prosecco and champagne.
Do I dump this? I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have to chug it. No, you can.
All right. Okay.
you can-
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Chug
interrupt.
it.
We're gonna take it. This is
Take it.
Mark. Yeah.
Chug it.
Chug it.
Where'd that voice come from?
So
Flashbacks from high school.
So we're working on a deal with these guys right now for some advertising. as a sponsor.
Very amazing.
And the thing with this company here is there are no distributors in this side of the country, basically.
Right.
And not Massachusetts, because you can't get booze shipped to you in Massachusetts.
Okay.
There are 7 states in the United States that you can have alcohol shipped to.
Is New Hampshire one of them?
New Hampshire
Yes.
is one of them.
Sweet.
Live
Yes.
free or
Nice.
die.
Yes.
I'll just write my
Wait,
address
do you
down.
Yeah.
live in New
I
Hampshire?
live in New Hampshire.
Do you
perfect.
really?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Right over the
City
border.
of, town of.
East Hampstead.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Beautiful up there. Yeah. East Hampstead, yeah. It's all gangster up there and stuff, isn't it?
It is a little bit. We live in the
Gangsta,
We live a
New
little bit.
Hampstead, really?
So what Micah is going to do is let's move that. There you go.
Thank you.
Is going to set up a means of commerce, ordering online directly through him, where he's going to be able to ship you any of these tequilas.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't say tequila. God, see, I did it again. It's Avila. And so we're going to get a link up.
Okay.
Not tonight, because we haven't established one yet, but I literally had a conversation with him yesterday that we're going to be able to ship to New Hampshire. And we're going to, Mike and I, and Mark, we're going to try to introduce it to restaurants and make it like a thing, because it's that good. It's
Excellent.
really that
Wait till you
good.
taste it.
It's so good.
Are we
You ready?
tasting- Yes. Slancha.
Cheers, Ledger. Right over Mike's computer.
That's all right.
The liquid.
It's an apple. It can survive anything.
Let's give it a sip, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, I really like that.
Isn't that something else?
So what is this?
This is the genre
really
of
good.
Avila,
Okay.
which is very similar to tequila.
It's just agave, right?
It's agave,
It's agave.
the agave plant.
Okay.
This particular farm, this plant is grown in volcanic soil.
And there's one other thing.
Earthy was the word I was going to use, because
You ready?
that's the kind of the essence
Kind of
that
taste you have?
Yes.
You ready for
It's
this?
really
that the
good.
agave plants are
Pollinated.
by
We
bats.
talked about this.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. I
That's
forgot
right.
about the bats.
That's way cool.
And
And
I'm like,
I didn't know
bats pollinate things.
I didn't know that either.
And that's one because
Yep.
that's the first. I asked Mike. I'm like, wait a minute, wait up. Would pollinated by bats? And most companies
That's really good.
give they pollinate through artificial means. Whereas, and this is totally legit by bats, which is great. I still said,
Mark, do you have some of this in your glass?
I do not.
Yeah,
Is your
it's
glass
really
empty?
good. Yeah, it's really
It is
good.
not.
what?
Well, damn, son. Get to it.
You
Come on, son. Oh, that's from.
this is
You know
like
what that's
when-
from, right?
What's that?
That's from Ed Lover from MTV.
Which
Way
one?
back in the 90s.
What do you say?
Ed Lover from MTV. Go, come on, son.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that. Maybe it was subliminally put in my brain when MTV actually played music.
Yeah.
When I watched it.
They play music?
What?
Oh,
There he is.
hold on. You need a new ice cube.
Yeah, he
let's give him
definitely does.
Let's give him an ice cube. I'll get the Avila.
There you go. We'll take care of you.
Our studio reminds me of a place called the Boathouse in Cambridge. There was a bar called the Boathouse.
Really?
Heard. I may have been. I
I
think
don't think it's
actually.
there. I don't even think anything's there anymore.
I
but
think
it was
my
classic.
dad actually played a wedding there.
No.
Yes.
Probably somebody you probably met there, like a couple that may have met there.
Yes.
It was down,
Exactly.
It's like down underneath.
Hey, look, it's Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mac.
How you doing?
What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark, would you mind bringing the other bottle? Oh, this is yours.
Which one?
Just hand me the other 2 bottles out so we can just put them
We
on
have 2
display.
more balls.
Oh, we got more stuff.
We have the Reposado and the Anejo. The Anejo is like so good, so good. I mean, we don't have to we don't have to drink them all, of course, because we have to drive out of here, of course. But
I do. My daughter just got her license though, so she could always come pick me up.
All right, then.
Just saying. Look at
there
that.
it is. There's Mark. There he is.
Looks like somebody may have dabbled.
That
it.
looks like the Reposado. We'll
may
put
have
that right
dabbled
on
in
the-
that one.
Oh, we've been imbibing.
Look at this.
At that.
Love the bottles.
We need some sound effects, some Vanna White sound effects. I mean that. But ding ding ding. All right. So The packaging is beautiful.
Yeah, it
Of
is.
course. It's
Yep.
just, it's so good.
It's like a fancy little, what do you call those things that dispense liquor?
Oh, the, not the carafe, but the, is it carafe? No.
With that little lid. and you take it out.
Decanter.
That's it.
Is it a decanter?
They're like decanters.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's actually a proper
Yes.
name for it is decanter.
Decanter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it comes in a decanter. I mean, you can't,
Yes. Right?
it's perfect. So,
With a V.
Well,
A
you know
V
what I have to say to
V
this?
for
I think
victory.
this is. Oh, it didn't come. Never mind. There we go.
the applause. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to set up a J206 for that.
J206. Better than a J205.
And now we're going backwards.
Hold on your shirts and your hats, people. Here we go. Faster.
Ay, ay, ay. It's another ride on the Himalaya.
And then some Journey song would start, you know.
Yep, absolutely. It's a spin.
Separate ways.
Where's
with
his
it.
striped outfit?
What?
Where's his striped outfit?
Oh, thank you.
No, where is it? The
What's
striped
your-
outfit for the Himalaya.
Oh, my God, the Himalaya.
right?
That's right.
Right?
Oh, my
Salisbury Beach, dude.
Salisbury Beach.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I remember that. And it was just like,
Yesterday?
kind
Just
of.
like yesterday,
It
yeah.
really wasn't yesterday. It was,
No.
I think there's
It was a
condos.
long
I think
time
this
ago.
first set of condos they built already got washed away, and they built another one.
Probably.
Probably.
You know.
Yeah.
Probably.
Mark, when's the last time you rode on that?
Jeez.
On the Himalaya,
On the Himalaya.
1972.
Somebody.
Oh, God.
What is that?
And now we're in Georgia.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's called curtain call.
No.
Not yet. No.
Not yet. No, we're just revving
This
up
is
here.
this is really
Yeah,
good.
it's
Do you
so
ever
good.
have repeat guests?
Yes. Would you like to
Nice.
come back?
I would
You want to
love
come back?
to come back.
We would love to invite you back.
Yes.
You know what would be really cool? Is if I should say when you finish your table,
Mm-hmm.
if you did like photos as you went through it, we could put the photo. Mark, we could
We could have a table
photos, right?
coming out party.
You laugh. That's actually part of my the. I'm going to have like this picture collage of, and I've taken the process. I've taken pictures of the process, and I'll do them black and white or sepia or something
That would
above
be-
my table in my kitchen.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Hey,
Okay,
Mark,
so-
Mark, you still in there?
Are you
Yes, sir.
scheduling out to like 2024?
Can we add photos to video and stuff?
Yes, of course. We can.
Oh, okay.
Sure, why not?
So if Kristen comes back, we can put her photo sequence collage, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
we can do all that
Thank
stuff.
God you're here, Mark, because I don't understand how any of this works.
We'll go over that in the post-production meeting.
Okay. Let's talk about
That's
that.
the answer to everything. Well, we'll handle that in post production. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got
That's
that.
like every other record. We'll fix it in the mix.
Ain't no problem that I can't fix. I can fix it in the mix.
Fix it in the mix. So that would be great.
Excellent.
Yes, we'd
We
love
would
to have you back.
love to have you
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Gosh,
yeah,
this is so much
definitely.
fun.
So much fun. I love it. So,
It's nice too because
we're closing out. He's pulling the plug on us.
I'm not necessarily pulling the plug. I'm just kind of pointing us in that direction.
Okay. I think we should have a vote from this point forward. I ain't saying stop.
All right.
No, I'm going to say stop.
Okay.
I think we should vote from now on when we think it's actually
Really?
time to close
We're going
out.
to make this democratic
Yeah,
now.
well,
all right, fine.
Well, yeah, and that's the proper word. We're going to make it democratic
Okay.
because that's the proper term. Democrat is a different word as, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Remember Steve Good?
Democratic with a
Yeah.
lower
Yes.
D, lowercase d.
Yes, lowercase d. Yes.
You know what that is? That's the same when I teach that there's classical music with a capital C and classical music with a small c.
Oh, we didn't talk about.
No, wait a minute.
Gregorian
Tell
chant.
me, to explain that to me. Low C.
Okay, 1750 to 1820 is
Yeah.
classical music with a big C.
Okay.
That means Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn. They produced classical music. That was the classical music era or period.
Okay.
But classical music that is produced now, whether it be a soundtrack to a movie or an actual original orchestral piece, is considered classical music with small c.
Classical to that piece, or
Yeah, well, in essence, what classical music has as far as an orchestra, using
Okay.
strings, brass, that type, traditional instrumentation.
So it's just it's to interrupt you. So you're explaining using the lowercase c is classical music as the instrumentation.
So Star Wars, Avengers, Jaw, any of that
Is
stuff,
lowercase
even
c?
lowercase c.
Okay.
But the capital C is the actual period from 1750 to 1820.
So that's the
when
original.
The original when classical music first came on the scene. It was balanced. It was very melodic.
So it's like a big
entirely different from Baroque, because the Baroque period was very rigid and very ornamented and very. So then when you get to classical, classical was kind of very much like pop music.
Huh. Okay. So that's the OC, yo.
The OC.
The OC.
Yeah, so then you go big C, little c, and there you go. You see? Okay.
Cool. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
That's what I teach my 5th and 6th graders.
That's what you just
see?
taught me.
And they
That's
sit there,
great.
and this is what I say. I say to them going,
And meanwhile, we're like, what?
you're right. I'm like,
Excellent.
so the thing that I get, the one thing though that when I pull them in is I tell them that when Beethoven composed the Ninth Symphony, Ode to Joy, he was 100% deaf. He never actually physically heard the song, and he conducted it, but he was 100% deaf.
That's amazing.
I don't understand.
Through
that.
like vibration? Like how did
So
he
there
do
were
that?
some things where he would put his hand on the piano and feel the vibrations, but he was so adept at understanding tonality within his head.
He could just write it.
He could write it down.
That's insane. That's insane.
And Ode to Joy is one. That is one of the most well-known pieces.
Sure.
And he conducted it, but never heard it.
Can I tell
How
you-
is that possible?
And the thing is
how is that possible?
The kids always ask, why out of all the composers does Beethoven scowl? And Beethoven scowls specifically because he was slowly going deaf. He had a really bad childhood, and he was kind of ill-tempered and ill-mannered.
And maybe you just had to think about.
Well, he was constantly thinking about that type
Yeah.
of music rolling through.
That's like George Lucas was blind.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
actually.
how was that? You know,
Yeah.
mind
Oh,
blown.
it's
seriously.
Yeah, and the thing is, I talk to them, and like when I say, "Oh, by the way, Mozart was playing piano at 3, he was performing at 5, and he was writing orchestral compositions at 6," and they all go, "No," I'm like, "Yes, he was a bona fide genius."
And that's when you look at your kids and you go,
Slackers.
You guys are losers. What have you done?
And they all start.
are you published
They all
yet?
start flossing and doing all these moves, and I'm like, "Cut it! No." I got to admit, there are some at the school that have
absolutely.
flashes of greatness.
Sure.
I literally had a girl today. I'll tell you after. She was the cutest thing. I said something about, we'll be getting into, evaluating, bigger expressions and solving equations. And she's like, I saw her go like this. She was so excited she couldn't contain it. Like her whole body shook.
That
I
was
loved
excitement,
it.
or was it a cringe?
It was excitement or a cringe. And I know the difference because she smiled. She was like,
Okay.
That's
oh my
great.
God, how cute is that?
That's cool.
I'm
that
like,
there.
oh.
Thank God that there are kids out
Yeah.
there that are
Yes.
like, yes.
And the rest of them are going, what?
What is that?
But she had that. She literally put her fists together and shook.
Okay. And
So
how old do you think this girl is?
11.
11?
11.
Wow,
She was
that's awesome.
fired up. I started talking about where we were headed, and she was like, yes. And she's as cute as the day is long. It's so
awesome.
funny. So funny. So, yeah.
Maybe she's a musician too.
She might be.
She could be. A brain
might
like
be.
that.
Left brain. Yeah, that whole.
What are we listening to now?
Beethoven's Ninth Symphony.
It's sung.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that copywritten?
It's Beethoven. No, it's fine.
That's so funny. I'm like, why?
He's going to come walking into the door and say, "You play my piece."
You must die.
So think about that. Think about that melody. Think about how timeless and iconic it is, and he never heard it. He heard it in his head, and that was it. And so I try to make them. I say to my kids all the time, I'm not expecting you to go home and like, hey, mom and dad, I totally think classical music's gnarly and I want to hear some of it. I don't expect them to do that, but I said, what I want you to have is an appreciation. Understand how important the concept is.
Sure.
You would not be having the music you have now unless there was a Beethoven, a Brahms, or a Haydn before that, because it all goes through. And the one thing that I will say, here we go, Mr. Music Teacher coming out. I talked to them about the density of music. Music is absolutely not dense anymore. If I play classical music for them, some of them go, I don't understand what's going. There's too many things going on. They can't. They don't have the sophistication of hearing.
Yeah.
And all they want is like. And that's all they can. That's all they can deal with.
Some classical over that, and it's becomes something. Oh, they did that. The disco.
Yeah.
What was the disco classic?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
What is it, Mark? Beethoven's.
Oh no. Hey, okay. Hold on.
Mike's on it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
When this record came out,
gosh, no.
I liked it.
I was like,
Check it out.
yeah, exactly.
You know what the funny thing is that so then, all the fifth graders are like, I'm way too cool for this. And they hear this, and then they all start
And
going.
they start digging it.
And they start like, of course. Hey, this, and I told them, I said, when this song came out, people were like, well, wait a minute, what is that song in the background? And they're like, well, that's Beethoven. And they're like, Beethoven? Well, he's a classical musician. It's classical music. And there was a renewed interest in the mid-'70s to classical music because of that.
Who played the drums on that?
Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. It was on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Yeah.
And they did that whole record.
That whole record.
Oh, no, it's a funny Boston thing.
Defined as a black disc that's swirled around and played music.
Oh, you mean the
record?
The 78s and the 33s?
78s.
What was
Now
it?
you're dating
Vinyl?
yourself.
Vinyl?
Oh, God, I'm totally
Right?
dating myself.
Mark, what'd you say?
I was just saying that's when I was on the Himalaya last.
I got it.
Did tequila come out your nose? No.
I wasn't expecting that. And it burned a little.
Another ride on the Himalaya.
Woo!
Oh,
All right,
gracious.
see, you almost stopped the show a second ago. It just got really good. Come on now. Come on. Oh, I see you're getting ready to do it again.
Come on,
Do you have some place to be?
No, but
What's your rush?
You put me in charge of this, bro. What do you want?
I'll just take
Are we
it.
gonna bits and piece this thing together?
Okay. We're gonna take our time for a
Right.
second. What have we missed? What else can we talk about?
My dog.
Sean,
Tell us about your dog.
No, I'm totally kidding.
Mark, what do you say, Mark?
I was just going to ask you if you could hold up the egg for
Oh, what is the
camera
egg?
for a
Yes.
second.
Which camera is the best egg shot?
Right there you go.
Is that a camera?
Yes.
Yeah, the main camera, Sean. Just hold it up.
That's Mike.
Stand up and hold that egg for a second. I'm going to take a still of you.
Oh, you're gonna take a still.
Yeah.
Which way?
I
This
want
way?
Sean to hold it though.
Oh, you want me to? Why do I go?
I got
Yeah, because I got a face for radio. I
Like
get
this?
it. Okay, it's fine.
Remember this, Mark?
Apparently I did
Yeah,
too.
go ahead and stand right up.
My knees hurt.
Oh my God, Sean, he's so
Don't
sexy.
talk about the knees.
Hold on, I get the light. We can put the light perfect.
All right.
I don't think
I just
that's
needed a good still photo for the adult
That's an
friend finder
interrogation,
promo-
like
profile on Instagram view.
Oh, the adult friend. That's great. Yeah. Because I need another one of those. That's fantastic.
It does. I agree. It does look phallic. I agree.
I just
it's
changed the whole
It's
egg,
weird.
didn't I?
It's weird.
Well, it's
Is
an
that where
egg.
we're going
You
with
just
that?
transformed the egg into something that.
No. I agree. It does look a little questionable.
No, it's an egg. It's an egg.
It's a wonderful piece of
That
work.
is still a very pure egg.
It's not pure anymore.
I'll drink to that.
Oh God.
See? And Mike almost stopped the show again. We would have missed that.
All right, don't put me in charge of this anymore.
All
Then.
right. Well, what?
How we doing in there, Mark? What's going on, Mac?
I'm doing good. Actually, I could use a refill.
Which?
Oh, well, come on in.
And I like, what's the darker one? Is that the anejo? Ooh. The darkest one?
I might have to try it.
Wicked dark.
Let me try it.
You want to try it?
Well, no, I want to. Actually, I want to.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
no, Kristen, absolutely.
let me get my glasses.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Alrighty, that's the anejo triple distilled.
So that's the 9.6.
Why is that so dark then? If it's triple distilled.
Well, it's triple distilled and it's been
sorry.
barrel aged. I don't know. Oh my God, we have to call Micah again. The information. So this is distilled, triple distilled, blah blah blah. The agave. So it's been probably sitting in a. Oh my God, Micah! I'm sorry.
Barrel.
Well, in a barrel, like a bourbon barrel or something.
Okay.
A bourbon barrel.
That's very possible. I'm going to keep
Is
a.
there a particular type of wood they age that in?
I was just going to become. I'm political.
I'm going to have to go back to the
Are we
Jim Rose
talking about
episode
the
to get the
aging
info.
Go back to the episode because he gave a very detailed.
So the Jim Rose episode was episode.
Where is it formulated? Where is it? Is
15
it
or 16,
is it
I think.
U.S. or is it Mexico?
I don't know. It's on the list.
Is it in Jalisco again?
I'm sorry?
Is it Jalisco?
No, it's not Jalisco.
Okay, it's not Jalisco.
It's in. Hold on. I'm going to try to look at this without spilling it as I tip the bottle. I might need to borrow your glasses.
They're not my pretty ones.
It's.
but
Oh,
they're
do you mind? Can I try it?
Yeah,
One's prettier than this. No way.
Oh, these work perfect.
You must be
Oh,
my age.
these work. They work perfect. I swear to God, I can see everything perfect now. All right, so this is bottled. Las Oh, it's Morelos, Mexico.
This is Mexico.
Morelos, Mexico. These work great, by the way.
Don't look at the camera.
Why?
They're not your shape.
Oh, Mark wants some. Hold on, I'm gonna give Mark a little. So this is the real top high end stuff right here. This is the. There you go. Kristen, thank you.
Appreciate it. You're welcome.
We actually have music when you hand off a drink to someone.
That's impressive.
Drink handoff.
Hey, thank you.
As soon as we get a roadcaster through Jim Rose, Jim, where's the roadcaster?
Jim,
buddy?
where's the roadcaster?
Seriously, we'll be able to just hit triggers, but
Triggers.
What is it?
Sorry.
the roadcaster is.
I'm not from around.
Roadcaster.
I'm not from
It's
around
what
here.
professional
Roadcaster.
podcasters use,
Roadcaster.
and
Trying
we're
to get
just
my radio
babycasters.
voice. Trying to get my baby.
Say the
radio
R
voice.
correctly. The
Roadcaster.
Would you mind, Mike, give me another?
Do I ever
ice
mind
cube?
this? No, of course not. You have the
No. What? How many are
ice
left?
cube for
How
you.
many do we have left?
Oh,
Perfect. Oh wait.
Oh, all right. So, Kristen, you gotta try. That's just what.
New rule: when you run out of ice, the show's over.
No. What?
I'll get an ice machine.
I'll get an ice machine.
the show is over. No, it's not. All
right.
There you go.
That is. All right.
That's very good.
So, Kristen, this is the
What?
top dog.
Yes.
The top dog of the Revel
Dog.
Top dog.
Dog.
Avilas.
Top dog. All right.
Let's put this back up on the.
Shall I mix this with some water?
Some water. Well, the ice cube is going to turn it.
that's- I might need that to settle a little bit.
So it smells like bourbon.
It's strong.
It really
It
smells
does smell like bourbon.
Yes.
You're right. Why?
Because I really think that they were aged in bourbon casks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Can you
I
taste
can
it?
totally taste
it
it.
almost even tastes bourbon-esque. But it's not. So remember how we talked
crazy.
at the beginning of the show about tequila is medicinal and it makes you smarter. And it's like going to the gym and you wake up and you feel fine. Just imagine enjoying this and feeling that well tomorrow morning for the sixth graders. As we talk about amoebas and biology and all that stuff.
No, we're like way beyond that
Oh,
with
you're
this
beyond
stuff.
that.
We're
Okay.
like way beyond that with this. We're like seriously. This is
Are we
this is
just
calculus 3 kind of stuff.
You know I'm not going to be able to fly any of that in post-production.
I
now.
know that. I know. I'm just messing around. I really am. I'm just sorry.
We're going to get you a J207 now.
Wait,
We've advanced.
J208.
already the 7? Really?
Oh, we're at the 7.
just keep adding
We're at the
numbers.
7. All right, I'm going to have a sip
The
of this now.
J235. Is that good?
Yes, it's delicious.
It is. It's like bourbon.
Yeah.
It really is like a bourbon.
It's almost like a natural progression too. You're like, I don't think I could start with this, but I could definitely end with it.
Don't go. You're not reaching for the end yet.
I'm not reaching for the end.
All right. Now I get you on. I'm gonna get that taser. Don't get me going,
Dude, you handed me this and said, "It's control anytime you want to, G. Just
Look
hit
at
it."
You've got it open.
Well, okay. Mac.
Yes, sir.
What is the time on this so far?
Sorry, is it?
I don't want to say.
We got to be $1.20. I'm guessing.
We're $1.17.
See?
Yeah.
How's my time?
That was impressive.
Well, you are a bass
That was
player.
impressive.
Hey.
Boom.
Oh.
It's a completely different show.
Speaking of bass players,
Yes.
Rocco Prestia,
Tower of Power.
Tower of Power. He died. He died on the 29th, I think it was. No, the 28th. So he
What
did you
is
know?
hip?
Huh?
What is
What is hip is
What
right.
is hip?
So he what is it? Tower of Power. What is
Out
hip?
of Oakland, California.
I'm not going to bring. We're not going to bring the show down. But he had legendary 16th notes, staccato. Baka, 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 baka. I mean, just like his bass playing, and he's just.
I wish we could play it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could play a snippet of it. I
Stand
mean,
by.
seriously.
Stand by.
I
We
think
lost
there's
our
some
earphones,
legal
yeah.
amount of time you can do it.
Just a tiny. Because I mean,
Ladies
really,
and gentlemen, Mark St. Jean, thank you.
I am the legal department.
From the legal
if there's
department.
any question, God has spoken. Yeah. So just the intro itself with, I believe it's Jeff Beccaro. I could be wrong. No, dude, the grooviest.
So good.
How old?
Love that stuff.
This is from '73.
No, but so how old was he?
Oh, he was
Obviously.
69.
Oh, okay.
Also the
69 when he
Himalaya.
passed. Yep. So legendary. I mean,
Ay, another ride on the Himalaya.
yeah, Mark. Was that on the same? Was that
Same day.
same day?
Funny.
Here's a Rocco. Cheers, Rocco.
Cheers.
Yeah, buddy.
Cheers.
Yeah, buddy.
Cheers to you.
Look at you, ready.
It's not that I'm ready. I'm just ready.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up. I mean, I think we're getting. Kristen, how do you feel? Do you have any more wood props in your bag that we can pull out? Because I really
No more wood props.
They were great. I really
I
enjoyed
only
them.
brought so many.
I would like Sean to hold the table leg next.
That's our
No,
director.
I can't. I'm just enjoying the time with adults.
Oh yeah.
I'm with kids all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even
Day
realize
and
it
night,
until I'm
right?
with adults, and then I'm like, damn, this is fun. Like,
Seriously,
my
right?
own age group is pretty cool.
We are.
Like,
Actually,
right?
we really are.
I'm assuming you're all my own age group.
I think.
I definitely have out aged you easily.
No.
Yeah. No, I know. I definitely have.
No.
Yes.
You'll be surprised.
I don't think
You
so.
would be surprised. Go ahead.
I can say it.
Okay, either
Come
am I,
on, this
but-
is a
all right.
public broadcast. People
How
can
about-
continue
Oh my
guessing.
How about the tens place of our graduation year?
How about the what?
The tens the tens place of our graduation year. Are you 80s, 70s, 90s?
Well, I'm 80s.
Of high school.
I'm 80s.
I'm 80s.
80s. All right, so we're the
Yeah.
same age.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, right?
That's
We're all
a
the same
that's a
age.
good way to narrow it down. A couple more clues.
Don't say anything else.
All right, folks.
I may
We're
be
gonna
at the
take
end
this
of
thing
the
out.
80s.
There it is.
Kristen Shepard, we want to thank you so much for being here tonight.
We need more cowbell. That's right, man.
Cowbell!
Cowbell.
Dana Spellman would definitely approve. All right, Kristen, thank you.
Thank you so much.
cool.
Thanks for having
And,
me.
and what do you think of the Avila, the Revel Avila?
Freaking love it.
Right, even the dark stuff.
Yep, and I live in New Hampshire, so send it to me.
Yes,
Come on. Up to New Hampshire.
Send it to me.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Mark, thank you.
Wherever you are in the world, thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, that was Wicked Pissa.
Wicked Pissa.
That may be one of the
That was
best.
so much
We've had that was so
That was so
fun.
much fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't want to go back to reality.
Well, we can hang out.
Really want to give them to